Hello, and it's time for a part 3 of train testing. So let's prepare all these engines for testing. Just give me a sec. And I'm back. I unpacked all locomotives and grouped them by type, like diesels, then going to be electric trains, then diesel rail cars, and steam engines, and as well this huge high-speed rail car made by Goodseld. I grouped locomotives by, I would say, sentimental value for me, and maybe by complexity. We are going to start from the most simple ones and maybe unreliable ones, and then go up by rarity and sentimental value for me. And I'm going to start with this Flashman Shunter Loco, number 1306. I think it's going to run just fine. It's a little beaten up engine, but actually I use it frequently just for testing purposes, like to test track and to check that everything I assembled working properly, so there shouldn't be any surprises here. And yeah, it's a bit stubborn because of ring-filled motor. Now let's give it some time to work out. Yeah, maybe this engine needs cleaning again. I'm using this time only Mechana tracks, as I figured out that it's quite inconvenient to use Rocco tracks. It's a bit stubborn and stiff, so probably I need to clean it again and to make it run smoothly. So let's call it half runner. Yeah, sparks, I don't like it, and I don't want to torture this engine. Let's put it here as engine with inspection needed. Okay, time for the next one. This is General Electric, I think 35 tons shunter, Union Pacific Railroad, and it's made by EHM in Yugoslavia. So basically it's Mechana but under different brand. As shunters itself, they quite interesting engines, as they were developed in 1930s and were actually quite actively used during even World War II. And for American modeling market, these types of engines are quite common, like entry-level engine for all American railroaders among with F units. It's like class 80 steam engine for us. Okay, let's give it some power, and it just starts at 25%. So a really nice and smooth runner. Actually, really awesome engine. No problems here. And I'm actually not surprised at all. A really good engine. Next one is V80 by Ligma, also class 280. Looking at wheels, I suppose I serviced it not so long ago, so I guess it should start just fine, but it's Lima. Okay, something fell off from this engine, and I cannot figure out what's fallen off. Yeah, condition is not perfect here, but it's okay. I bought this engine along with other locomotives, and it was marked as non-running engine. I just cleaned the wheels, cleaned the engine, and it started. But it was like a year ago from that, so maybe something has changed. 50%, 75%, let's do it. Okay, it starts. Let's reduce power to 50% because I don't have a long stretch of track. And it's Lima engines are also quite stubborn, but yes, this engine rides just fine. It needs to work through, and after a while it would be really smooth and fast runner. So quite nice engine actually. So good. Next one is one of my first engines I got. It's F unit. I suppose it's F9 unit, made by Bachmann. You already should have seen this. I made video about F9 units. So yeah, it should be in working order. Besides that, it's the very first engine which I serviced. It had split gears and I managed to replace them. A friend of mine 3D printed a new set of gears on his 3D printer, and actually gears fitted just fine, and he became quite a nice and smooth runner, except for outlooks. It needs new couplers, but otherwise it's actually very smooth now and runs pretty well. But I suppose one axle still needs some oiling. Yeah, no clicking, and yeah, nice and good engine. Next one is GP7 by HM. Basically, it's RSO, but I guess RSO means it's another name for HM, which actually is just Mechana. These engines are quite reliable, but I cannot say that I'm a huge fan of Mechano trains, as I just don't like their design. They're noisy and yeah, somewhat reliable, but they look quite basic, I would say. Really thick details, not much of interesting on the roof, so quite crude engines, but they work just fine and quite reliable, so probably a nice model for a young early roader. Also, nice chassis. And I'm going to take my words back. Oh, okay, it started running. Another thing I don't like about HM diesels, they very noisy on the turns. They had similar drivetrain like Rocco trains, but Rocco quite really smooth and silent trains, and HM is just they are just loud. Okay, yeah, it's seated on a shelf for a while, so it needs some effort and time to work out, but it works. I suppose we can call it a runner. Not the best one, but it runs. But I put it here, maybe I need to service it to make it run better. Next one is quite interesting engine. It's V200, made by Gützelt. Actually, we can compare it's two V2 engines made by different manufacturers and from slightly different eras. Yeah, you can definitely see how more well detailed each of the trains became after several years. Well, besides that, Gützelt, this one is made by Gützelt, and they didn't make really detailed trains, especially in Soviet era. I'm quite in doubts here, as this engine is in really poor shape, but last time I checked it, it run around, but it's gets old, so reliability for gets old trains is quite questionable. So let's give it some juice. Okay, I see lights, but nothing else comes from under. Okay, he decided to wake up. One of the lights is dead. Okay, no, it's also coming to life. It's ultra noisy. But it actually runs pretty well. I'm surprised. It's a shame to Mechana. Even Gitzold runs better than Mechana GP9. Interesting. Okay, let's now test Rocco V200. I guess there won't be any surprises at all. Quite new engine and without almost any rail time, so should start up nicely and smoothly. Okay, need some wiggling. Maybe also track is a bit shitty, so maybe I should have cleaned the track. Or this engine decided to die suddenly. Okay, no, it's starting. Okay, if you excuse me, I'm going to clean the track and get back to you. Okay, I'm back. I've cleaned tracks with this track cleaning tool. Also, I figured out that both of traction tires are completely rotten on this locomotive, so I probably need to service it and replace traction tires. But probably, I guess it was one of the sources of the problems, because after I removed remains of these traction tires, it started to run pretty well. I'm giving just 50% of power and it runs smoothly and quite quietly. Although I'm not sure that this locomotive really needs traction tires, as it's pretty heavy, more than 200 grams, so probably it would be just fine without them. Anyway, I think I need to service it because it's still a bit stubborn to move. Or maybe not. Anyway, I think I put new traction tires on this loco. Okay, time for the next one. This is Henschel factory loco made by Trix, and a good friend of mine actually replaced its wheels to a modern format, with smaller flanges, and converted from third rail system to a basic two rail system, DC1. Not the best runner, but for me it's quite sentimental loco. So let's give it some power. Yeah, it's a bit noisy, but it runs pretty well. Nice and good runner. And next one is really interesting. It's class 119 made by Brava. I'm not the hugest fan of Brava, as their drivetrain is, in my opinion, it's awful. A lot of locomotives are not really reliable made by Brava. This one is not exception. I know they prone to fail. Also, I own several Proto 2000 locomotives, which are actually also Bravo locos, and they also have drivetrain problems. But there is one huge detail which made Bravo outstanding. Just check this out. Doors could be opened. It's the only manufacturer which makes so many small details. Also, maybe you're not seeing it, but also vents shafts are also insanely well detailed. Cap details are also insanely well detailed. In the regards of details, Brava trains are just awesome. Also, it's pretty heavy. I heard that this loco was called in Germany Ceausescu Revenge, as they were really unreliable units, and that's quite ironic. Unreliable prototype made by manufacturer which infamously known for unreliable models. That's the irony. Okay, let's give it some power. It should run just fine. I hope. Okay. It fires up. Lights are working. Lights are bright. And logo is smooth. And runs pretty well. Nice and good runner, at least so far. Well done, Bravo. Let's hope for the best. Next one is V160 or V160, I suppose, made by Trix International. It's one of the first German diesel locomotives and one of the first actually diesel locomotives in the world. It has drivetrain similar to steam engines. It was because diesel engine, I suppose, was here and it provided traction to all these wheels. I haven't googled it, so I'm not. Probably this is hydraulic locomotives, no, not diesel electric locomotives, but I cannot be 100% sure. And it's really smooth and nice runner. Just 25% of power, and it's already runs really smooth and quiet. Extremely well done locomotive. And time to go to electric engines. We're going to start from the most awful electric engines. And this is the most awful one. You probably seen it. I filmed it recently in my new engine package. I was sent engines which are considered as faulty for parts, but as I found out, they all in working order. This engine had missing pantographs. Unfortunately, I haven't found any Lima replacement pantographs, but I found pantographs which I managed to put it on this loco, so it looks better, although they're a bit different. Also, this loco misses one wheel pair, so I found a replacement one, but unfortunately it doesn't pick up power. Also, it's pretty light, so as you can guess, it's not a reliable runner at all. But I guess you should always have a loco which you are not afraid to spoil or do something bad to it, just for testing purposes. Okay, it's class 112, and let's give it some juice. 50%, and it's silent. Okay, it's common for the engine. Come on, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah, I know. Okay, it's trying to run. I suppose I should replace a wheel pair, and it would run more reliably. Yeah, but it's legal. You need to give some time in order to get some momentum and make engine work. I suppose I can call this a runner. Next one, Lima as well, class 111. I guess it's the very first class 111 engine. so it's prototypical one, and Lima made it incorrectly, as original 111 class engines didn't have dual headlights, but Lima nailed this part. It's made correctly. Again, it was in quite rough shape, but I managed to find a replacement pantograph for it, a correct one. Also, I serviced the engine. But again, it's Lima, so it might just not run. Okay, it runs. A bit rough, but it runs. Next one from the same batch, it's a Lima class 151. I managed to find a nice replacement pantograph for it. As you can recall, it had busted pantograph, and I managed to fit on rock pantograph here, and fit it nicely. Locomotive itself was quite okayish runner. I guess it should start without any problems. Okay, just 50% and it starts. Okay. Next one is EL13. Again, a Lima engine, and I think this is the nicest old Lima engine I have. It's pretty well detailed. It doesn't have that many broken parts. It's actually has awesome buffers which are working. And last time I ran it, it ran pretty well. Nice runner and nice locomotive. I even surprised that Lima in early days made such awesome engine. Okay. Again, a bit rough, but it's Lima. With their ring-filled motors, so it's totally okay. I guess we can call this a runner. Not so bad for Lima. And finally, I have this OBB class 1010. It's a Frankenstein engine. Shell is made by Lilliput. Drivetrain is made by Marklin. At least engine is made by Marklin. I'm not sure if this one is Marklin part. Also, this shell is not original one, as you can see. Someone tinkered it, but it's a really sentimental loco for me, as a good friend of mine helped me to fix it, and it turned out to be a really nice and awesome runner. Also good, this friend made the lights in this loco, so now this loco has working lights, which is awesome. Again, Marklin has ring-filled motors, so not the most reliable engine motor choice in the world. Also, this engine sat on a shelf for a while, so come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I guess I need to clean him up, or yeah, it also might help. Okay, maybe I should service it as well. And it's time for rail cars. This is a small rail car made by Pico. Nice a little engine. Shouldn't be any problems here. Or, okay, it starts. Lights are working. Yeah, nice and nifty rail car. Next one is a rail car made by Flashman. I forgot the name for this rail bus. I also got it as a part for parts. I was told that this engine in non-working order, but it turned out it's actually was pretty well good runner. But again, I haven't tested it for a while and everything could change. No, it still runs. Nice runner. Or not. Let's... Okay. This engine has directional lighting. Passenger unit also has direction lighting, so nice engine. Maybe the not the most beautiful engine in the world, but it's a good one. Okay. Let's test firstly steam engines and then go to this one. This is an work engine made by Flashman. Engine is not in the best shape. I got it in terrible condition, but maybe I'll manage to fix it. Last time I tested it, it didn't run well, but maybe something has changed. Let's check it out. Yeah, it sounds a bit rough, but actually, yeah, it makes some strange sounds, and yeah, I suppose I need to service it. Next one is PRR class 040 by HM, or basically Model Power or Mechana. I guess it's all same manufacturer. And it's Model Power. I don't think there are going to be any problems to start this engine. But yeah, nice little runner. No surprises here. Yeah, all good. Next one is OBB class 729. This one is made by Kleinbahn. Unfortunately, this loco is not in best condition, as seller packed it incorrectly and it was smashed pretty badly. I tried to fix it as best as I could, but it wasn't the best fix. Also, I tried to service this engine. Yeah. It's a shame, as it's a pretty nice engine. Come on, wake up. And getting through. Okay. Okay, it's getting better and better. I hope at least. But maybe I should service it as well. Yeah, it's a bit rough, so probably I need to service it. Next one is class 75, made by Gutzold. Not the most reliable engine in the world again, but I serviced it when I got it, but again 1 year has passed and forget old. No, it still runs. Yeah, it still runs pretty well. A bit noisy, but reliable and smooth runner, so still everything fine with this engine. And well, it's one of the nicest good old engines I have. And it's time for a diesel train. It's Hamburg Express, made by early goods old in 60s. So if you excuse me, I need to put it on track off camera. And I'm back. It's a really old engine, so I'm not sure if it starts. And besides that, it's goods old. Okay, it starts. And it even has interior lighting. Unfortunately, I don't have length track. Yeah, interior lighting also working, and engine itself is running, so we can call it a runner. So that's it. Most of the locomotives turned out to be awesome runners, but I need to service 6 of them. Well, this one is mostly okay. This need to have traction chart changed. Maybe for this one I just need to make it run for like 5 minutes and it will go through. Here I suppose engine cleaning is needed, and probably here as well. And I need to disassemble this one and clean engine because I haven't done this. I have never done this for this small loco. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. See you.